Hi everyone, Tim here again from Swords and Stoves. Just thought I'd do an updated scroll through of our game guide. Last one I did was for version 9. Version 10 didn't cooperate with me, so I had to skip up to version 11. It wouldn't let me save as a 10 for some reason. So we'll do a quick scroll through here and give you an idea of what's in our game guide, some of the updates that I've done to it, and hopefully entice some people to try to play the game. So, as you can see with the cover page, we've added a graphic to it. Kind of did some 3D rendering on this. Yes, I used AI for the 3D rendering, just to let you know up front, just because it was quicker. And now it looks like it's our game logo as a medallion laying on a dungeon floor. Moving on to the quick reference tables. As far as this one is concerned, everything's still standard the way it was previously. The quick reference has combat turn steps, reaction, and or morale. You can use it. I use it for both. Difficulty challenge by level for both PCs and monsters. What else we got? We got weapons. Standard damage for PCs. PC weapon damage per level as it goes up. So first and second level, you just do standard weapon damage. Third and fourth level, you have that weapons damage plus 1d6. Read further into the game guide under damage and you'll understand what that's all about. Also applies to spells. Here's the monster damage per level. First level 1d6, 2 for third and fourth, 3 for fifth and sixth, etc. Damage deductions, this is an important one as well. So when your PC or your monster makes their damage roll, in other words their armor class defense, it allows them to remove points of damage off of the damage that's rolled against you. So if your PC is on the defense and has to roll a d20, because we do opposing d20, so you roll your d20 and you make your difficulty challenge by adding your DC roll to your armor class, then let's say the monster rolls their d6 first or second level and they roll 5 points of damage. Well, because you made your armor class roll, now you only take 4 points of damage. And then up at levels 4 to 6, you deduct 2 points. 7 to 9, you take off 3, and level 10, you take off 4. And the reason for that is because by then, your characters are becoming far more proficient in defending themselves, their weapons and their armor's better, and that sort of thing. And not to mention that the hit points deductions will be huge. A little blurb about how our armor class works, a little blurb about dungeon descriptions for rooms. The next section for quick reference tables, we've added on here that if both PC and monster roll a natural 20, it cancels each other out. So whether you're on attack or defense, it doesn't matter. If you both roll a nat 20, it's canceled out. Also for healing stones, if you roll a natural 20 when you're using a healing stone, either for yourself or for somebody in your party, if you roll on your DC and you roll a natural 20, you automatically max out your hit points recovered. Same with the person, if you're trying to use that on another person in your party, and you roll that natural 20, their hit points maxes out, so they're back at full HP. What else do we got in here? I think that's it for the add-ons to the quick reference. We'll look at some of the new pages that were put in here. So we'll go down to table of contents. Okay, so under the table of contents, this is all hyperlinked, as you can see. Down further towards the end of the book, you'll see that we'll have some add-ons as far as decorate your dungeon. So what I've done is I've added here's a preview of it, but I've added the actual room description sheet. So this is a sheet you can use to fill out either rooms or areas. Dungeon rooms, buildings, doesn't matter what it is. It's a generic thing where you have something to describe to your players. The smell that they're encountering as they get close or when they open the door, what the air quality is, if it's outside or in a dungeon or in ruins or under the ground. And in our system we call it the Down Under. In 5e it's the Underdark. And you got 3 things. I use 3 descriptors, so what might be laying around, what they would immediately see, like broken chairs or piles of straw or maybe bat guano all over the place. And then I have 3 options for random gear that they might find, a weapon that they might find. Now this is possible, not for sure. So they have to roll a 1 or a 6 to actually find one or the other. Ambite nuggets if they possibly find those. They could possibly find a number of spell stones, number of heal stones. And then I also have a slot there for a monster possibility encounter or a possible trap encounter. So this is a quick reference for your game host in our system, or Dungeon Master, Game Master in other systems, to just, you can go through and just boom, just write up all your quick reference for each room. It's not, you don't have to spend hours filling out every single detail, and it just works nice. It's pretty simple. So if we go back, so the next thing we'll look at here, under the dungeon rooms for solo delving, or even just random rooms that you want to roll up for your party. Alright, so as you can see, we have a few pages of just random rooms, and what I did is, initially in my original game guide, I used random dungeon rooms out of Axbane's Deck of Many Dungeons, and I gave him credit for it in here, but I decided to remove that. Went to Dungeon Scrawl, which is a website online that you can generate your own rooms, and that's what I did. I just generated a bunch of dungeons, and I broke it up into separate rooms, and here you go, random rooms. So you roll a d6 because there are 6 pages, and then you roll a d6 on that page to decide what room, and there you go. So if you don't have a dungeon ready for your game, you just whip this out and roll them up, and you're good to go. Here's our standard player character sheet. So this has been streamlined a little bit to make it a little more easy to scan and see everything. We also have a side-facing character sheet, which is also even more streamlined. Another thing that I've added on here is the game host PC tracker, which is basically a character sheet for the game host to have for each character. So there's 2 per page. You can have several. I do them back to back. A quick map of the southern coast of Ambien. And here's our spell tables, one of my wonderful drawings. And then another graphic on the back page with a little quote and intro from Josh K at Immersive Dungeon Delving, who did an early review of my game back in the day. So yeah, that's about it. That's the newest updates to the game guide. This is version 11. I'm hoping this will be it. So you know, it's on itch.io for free. You can just click on download this for free. There's also the game host or dungeon master screen inserts. These pages that I talked about on here, like the character sheets and the PC tracker, those are on there separately, so you can download them separately, as well as the dungeon description room, as well as the full game guide as well. We also have a compilation, you could say, of game sessions from our completed campaign, which you can read as a little booklet, kind of paragraph form, so you can kind of read through back to back from the first session all the way to the end session to kind of give you like a progression of a little story, because that's how stories are built in the way I play the games. I don't dwell on backstories and have a story written ahead of time. I have a basic outline, maybe a basic quest, and then we just have at her and see what we can develop. All right, any questions? Give me a buzz through here, drop a line, say hi, like, share, subscribe, you know, all that wonderful stuff, and I appreciate you all for popping in. Have a great day. Keep them rolling.